Oh, right. Starting to get a collection of these things now. This is not the collection I was hoping to get. Here we've got a good turbo. No in-out motion with the shaft. No side-to-side play with the shaft. See the sides of the fins. Really good nick. Very little movement. Maybe about a half a millimeter back and forth and no in and out play. Then we got this turbocharger here. You can see some damage to the outsides of the fins. You can see that there's a huge tolerance there, where and then a rounded shape at the edge of the fin. You don't see that in these. This is a good turbocharger. You don't see a large tolerance on the outsides or anything like that, like you see here. And then, of course, a few millimeters of tolerance back and forth, and then about a millimeter of in-out tolerance. I'll do that same motion over here on this turbocharger, and nothing. I cannot get it to budge. And then, maybe to serve as an example of what this turbocharger would turn into is if I actually mounted it in a car. This amount of play. This is a bad turbocharger too. You can see a certain amount of rounding at the edges of the fins from being crammed against the sides. Okay, you see that the shaft is not even complete. Yeah, that's because it's not. The other side's in there. This would turn into that coming up pretty soon. It's hard to say. I mean, it could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 10,000 miles, but it's not gonna last very long. This one has got a very tight tolerance. This feels like a new turbocharger. It's not. It's a used IHI VF turbocharger, just like this one is, and they both have relatively low miles, but I don't know. But yeah, starting to get more of these than I want to. This one's got to go back to its owner, though. It's getting returned. All right, that's fun. And also, for the sake of being thorough, here is the intake side. This turbo. It's good. So, this amount of shaft play back and forth is completely normal. The bearing is going to take care of that when it's filled with oil and everything. Everything sort of levels out with a balanced turbocharger. This is exactly the amount of normal play, and you could see this much play from a brand new turbocharger. What is bad is in and out tolerance, which this turbo has none of. And I can press on the back, and it just doesn't even budge. This guy, on the other hand, this is a turbo with 58,000 miles, and it's all over the place, and I can pull in and out on it, and pulling right now I get about a millimeter to 2 millimeters of in-out play, and then back and forth play for days. If I push against the housing and spin it, I can feel it chafing on that housing, and on the other side, actually, I can get the exhaust and power to actually squeak against the housing a bit. And then, of course, well, that not too far off. Not too far off, actually. This good working bad turbocharger and this bad turbocharger. Actually, even though this shaft isn't even connected to an exhaust side, the in-out tolerance feels the same, ironically. But obviously, this turbocharger shaft is split in half. But yeah, here's the intake side also.